According to my calculations, the next decrease in the radiation level will occur in 17 hours when the shell of the core overheats. The decrease in the radiation level will be significant, and it will last from 3 to 10 seconds, after which the explosion will follow, splitting us into atoms. With this in mind, it's highly recommended that you hurry. If I'm not mistaken, there's an accelerating transport station ahead. Apparently, they plan to use it for the evacuation of Normandy, although it's hardly possible to do that. These stations help small spaceships gain initial acceleration when departing from the liner, but they are of no use for long-distance flights. There's just one question that tickles my mind. Why are there so many damaged coffins? Aside from that, these coffins have limbs, weapons, and undoubtedly, active AI units, judging by the weak signals coming from their remains. To be honest, I'd rather not know what all of this means. It seems that the deceased was in a hurry and tried to neutralize a coffin filled with buckwheat. It doesn't look like explosive weaponry. However, seems like someone was smuggling grain.
Buckwheat and buckwheat caviar have long become rare and expensive products that only party members can afford. Not all the members, though. Instantly overcooked. The legendary buckwheat returns to the shelves of very special stores of the universe. The exquisite taste of this cereal, rare as precious metals, will not leave anyone indifferent. Buckwheat is what the wealthiest people in the world invest their money in. Best before eternity.
Still, it's not that easy to confuse buckwheat with a bomb. It's even harder to confuse wires with your respiratory system tubes. However, this fellow did so. He cut his oxygen tube and successfully diffused himself. Please note, the coffin is almost intact. Maybe we could fiddle with it a bit.
It's hard to give this thing a name. Such research has never been mentioned before, or never mentioned anywhere. It most likely looks like a small computer with some kind of goo inside.
There is no description of this equipment in my database. I assume this is the central robot system, and it seems to be powered by the products of natural decay. In simple words, these robots run on decomposed corpses.
No, to Captain of Normandy from his worst enemies. Die, please. A propaganda poster featuring one of Earth's most famous captains, a talented pilot who made a career of doing seemingly the most hopeless tasks of the military council, and who also made a lot of enemies.
I've heard that Captain Shepard is a woman, but I wouldn't want to check it. This is real gold. Judging by the inventory number, this is the coffin of one of the leaders of the party. However, the leader is nowhere to be seen. It seems that apart from aggressive armed coffins, we also have traces of corruption in the party. We can't do without some repair work here. Most of the ship's systems are functioning nominally, but it will take a little effort if we are going to fly away from here. The steering wheel is broken, but the rest is in order. This is the Normandy autopilot course. We can't change it without a living captain in any way, not even with a handy scrapper. However, it's highly unlikely that the captain calculated such a complex route for no particular reason, so we'd better not touch it at all. I need some time for analysis. That should work, I hope. You already repaired such an engine once, but it looked different somehow. There should be no guns on such a shuttle. Apparently, they made an exception for Normandy. That's great. It looks perfect.
The most environmental friendly toy of the century, according to the Intergalactic Association of Eco-Patriots, Greta is made from special bioplastics and organic paint with a unique formula which makes her almost edible. It's interesting that the manufacturing of one Greta toy produces waste which is 30 times more hazardous than in ordinary
Protection of the environment is a priority for mankind. However, the creators of this wonder seem to have taken some crooked path.
It's interesting that the manufacturing of one Greta toy produces waste which is 30 times more hazardous than in ordinary plastic wobbly toys. However, this fact is not written on the toys.
Almost done. Great job! Unfortunately, the station's control units are still broken, but the good news is that you don't need them to launch Normandy at all. I just wanted to keep you busy while I was doing some important calculations. Judging by the traces of the struggle, she was a real warrior and a professional, one of the strongest in the team of Normandy, a real hero. It's unbelievable that in our time of gender inequality, a woman can single-handedly... Nope, I was wrong. It's just a long-haired man who stupidly died in a simple brawl. It seems that the Normandy team died heroically fighting with coffins, which goes beyond any and all logic. On the other hand, the fact that you are still alive goes beyond any and all logic as well. In this regard, there's a chance that the coffins might be aggressive. It's recommended that you look around carefully and try to find some survivors.
The remains of one of the most expensive cosmic rifles with negative efficiency. It won't come of use, even if it is new and working, but why not take it since it's unattended?
It's Thunder 16, a true veteran in the world of space weapons. A magnetic railgun, torque compensation, and a unique shell with a miniature accelerating mechanism. Amazing and very expensive. However, I must admit that throwing crushed stones at the enemy would be much more efficient. It definitely didn't thrust into here by itself. Judging by the makeup stains on the wall, we can estimate the approximate flight speed of the deceased female, or to be more exact, the deceased male, which is a bit strange. It's unlikely that all these robots appeared here by accident.
Ты лелеешь ее и коришь, как учили нас деды, без нее нет победы. Ты обычаи предков хранишь. Пусть слышат нас мужчины, пусть подумают тогда, для чего мужскому полу дана Богом борода. И от наших пожеланий не воротят пусть носы. Для начала хоть отпустят бакенбарды и усы. Борода, борода, ой, бородушка, ты лелеешь ее и харишь.
I checked the course routed by the captain. There's not enough information, but it seems that he was able to calculate a route through several accelerating stations straight to the core. We can get some energy for a single warp jump there, and let's hope that Normandy survives this. That's it. Space, here we come. Start the engine.
Warning, after making a warp jump, you won't be able to return temporarily. Just as a side note, you don't really have to bring anything special outside of what you've just crafted for the Normandy. Everything else we provided in the future chapters. I just brought extra just because I'm paranoid.
I apologize for the restart window. I'm not good with abrupt acceleration. I hope we don't need the parts of the ship that fell off along the way that much. In any case, Normandy won't survive one more acceleration, or any flight at all. I suggest we find a place to dock and inspect the shuttle. By the way, I'd like to note that leaving the shuttle and going into outer space at such a short distance from the core is impossible unless you want to turn into jelly.
Your signal change. Are you fly on Normandy? Team alive? They kill you. Don't trust them. You must take control and find me.
Paranoia is a type of chronic psychosis common for adulthood. Either your interlocutor knows something we don't, or she's an old woman. That's a suitable place to dock. Looks like a part of the liner's garage module. Maybe we'll find some parts for Normandy there. There's a system for accurate docking installed here. That's great. Or perhaps for not so accurate docking. It looks like the engines have failed completely now, and will never get to the accelerating station.
Diagnostic center. Yes. Please.
Please go to the reception. Welcome. Go to the center. Please.
This is not just a garage module, but a surviving diagnostic station. However, it doesn't sound like it's functioning nominally.
A non-conductive gel, a special gel for the attenuation of radiation, heat, and electrically conductive properties of materials. Theoretically, you can apply it to your bare chest and jump out into outer space without a spacesuit, but for some reason you wouldn't want to do this.
It looks like he was accidentally killed by the diagnostic station. I can't find any other reason for this injury. This worker apparently saw the death of the previous one and started running away, not looking where he was running, and without a helmet.
The gravity module, spaceships don't have gravity. Everyone knows that. While scientists from the Institute regarding the problems of mass are puzzling over anti-gravity fields, modern spaceships are equipped with a Paleozoic system of magnets that simulate gravity, and everything is controlled from such small devices.
The diagnostics panel works, although this part clearly doesn't belong here.
Hey! Don't touch it! Put it back! What are you doing? Put it back! Yeah, that's better. Oh, can you twist it a bit more?
I think at this rate we'll achieve nothing because this thing is short-circuiting the diagnostic station's brains.
What now? Put it back! Are you messing around with me? Put it... Oh, yes, back in. Oh, you jerk.
This diagnostic station is faulty, but we don't have any other one. The excess voltage is melting its circuits. You need to bring it to its senses somehow.
Bring you back to your senses, you dirty undies with a helmet, if you don't stop coming at me. Welcome to the Diagnostic Center. Yes. Please go to the reception. Welcome. the reception. Welcome. Go to the center.
We can't do anything here. We'll have to look for some controls.
You better look for the remnants of your dignity, you lousy pajamas.
The elevators aren't working, although it's not recommended to use elevators during a fire, earthquake, or the diagnostic station's self-torture. The main diagnostics room. You can say that this is the brain of the whole diagnostic station, and this brain is malfunctioning.
You are the one who's malfunctioning, you funerary diaper.
The central processor. I thought such a fragile thing should be protected somehow, and not be just sticking out of the floor like this.
I stick out and in however I want.
The central processor protection control console. It's not working. No, something's wrong. The processor control panel. We can restart the whole station with it. It looks like we'll have to remove the excess voltage first. I see. Someone removed the protection from the processor and tried to connect it directly to the coffins. I don't know why anyone would want to run diagnostics on coffins, but the result is obvious.
Melted data blocks from the coffins. Judging by the remains of the wires, the blocks were roughly torn out in a hurry, which means that the person who pulled them out was rough and in a hurry. I feel like Sherlock.
So, nobody tried to run diagnostics on the coffins. Rather, on the contrary, they got the coffins burned because they were trying to decrypt them. Probably someone, like us, needed data from their sensors about the location of some particular object. There should be a voice control module of the station here, as well as its speech filters. Maybe that's why it keeps calling us names?
Or maybe it's because you're a useless garment that keeps babbling too much.
Rebecca Black, Monday, 18 hours of recording, a famous song, although, to be honest, I don't know much about music, so it's hard for me to judge it. It's hard to listen to it.
What kind of monsters played an 18-hour recording of this song? It looks like this recording is the reason why the station's entire voice module burned down and it became so aggressive. It's locked from the inside.
Welcome to the Diagnostics Center. Yeah, reception. Welcome. Go to the center. Please. Oh, more. Error. Welcome.
The processor dorm. Let's consider this thing can easily fit in a pocket. I don't know why the spacesuit keeps cutting out the scenes of me sweating over multi-ton objects, but all my hernias will be on its conscience. I hope this dome is really that necessary.
Diagnostics Center. Yes. Please go to the reception. Well. Leave my processor alone.
If the station doesn't like it, then we're doing it right.
Strip the processor back. What kind of people are you?
It looks like the unprotected processor was causing power supply overload. This should help a little.
You better help yourself, sweat-smelling piece of junk.
This rotor is damaged. It's not quite needed for the diagnostic station's work. It'd be better to turn it off somehow. These are the levers controlling the rotor's speed. It's not working. You should first press the left one, then the right one, or maybe the middle one. There are too many combinations. I've no idea how it. Perfect! You managed to break the rotor. It doesn't matter, though.
Too bad it didn't hit you.
Censorship. Unfortunately, the item cannot be displayed in your country. It's hard to say who brought this on board the liner. To be honest, I've never seen anything more disgusting than this, and I don't think I ever will. Its creator was clearly sick in the head.
I don't know who hid it here, but why are you touching it? Throw it away before it appears on someone's live stream. This looks like a passageway to the debugging compartment. Perfect. Oh. There's something wrong here. I don't know what this dead man was trying to do, but the compensators shouldn't be under voltage.
What's going on? Reattach the clips! Oh.
There's less stuttering in its voice. Looks like everything is coming along all right.
The filter, a first-class multi-stage filtration capsule for small spacecrafts. I can imagine how it works, but I don't know how to build one myself. These filters were created by entire scientific departments, and it's unlikely that scientists were limited to just electrical tape.
We've been in this situation before. If we fix these broken wires, we won't have to break the door. Probably.
Don't touch anything!
I don't even know if that's a good sign. No power. Ugh, it has a toggle switch. Disgusting.
Don't touch anything!
This should help a little, although touching a toggle switch, even to survive, I really don't know.
Push my toggle switch to on. Ugh. Push it to on.
Now, can you hear it? I can't hear its angry babbling either. Looks like it's time to reboot the central processor.
What happened? happened? Did you just reboot me by just pushing the button? I take it you'll continue damaging the equipment until I run diagnostics? Well then, the core of your shuttle is melting, the weapons are uncalibrated, passive defense is not installed, active defense is not installed. It's nothing but a tin can. Happy now? I'll fix your engines and you'll get out of here. Okay.
That's a good deal, and the only possible one. The diagnostic station is not designed for complex repairs at all. It's time to return to Normandy.
Oh, you're back already? It's done. By the way, you were saying something about going to the accelerating...
All right, let's take a look around. We're definitely not in a hurry. I'm sure we won't last long without decent repairs, so even the security systems won't be needed for the shuttle to fall apart. As for the friend or foe identification system, I don't know anything about it. Great, the engines are working, the life support system is working, the weapons are active.
When I said no to the fast travel to Normandy, I actually interrupted the diagnostic station. She was going to say, everything is ready. By the way, you were saying something about going to the acceleration station. I want to inform you that without a friend or foe system, the protective systems of the liner's bow will destroy you.
By the way, the weapons calibrate themselves automatically when shooting at random targets. I have no idea where to look for everything else listed in the diagnostics, and therefore, I suggest exploring the nearest debris.